Hello everyone, this is Nivedita. Today I wanted to share my experience with the slipknot binding method. I came across this method when I was searching online to bind the single pages. These are mixed media or art journal pages which were created by me in 2020. As you can see here, the back of these pages is uneven and torn and frayed at places because I had attempted multiple times to bind them. Then I was searching for an easy binding method and I came across the slipknot binding method. So in this video, I'm going to bind these pages with this method. I wanted to clarify, this is not a tutorial per se. This is my first attempt. So I just wanted to share my experience from beginner's perspective. So let's start the process. My first step was to make this pages study. For this purpose, I have used 300 GSM black cardstock. I had trimmed them down to 7 by 9 inches. I prepared 22 such pieces, 20 to back the mixed media pages and 2 extra for covers. I have used only single side of this cardstock and left the back side empty so that if I want to change the binding method, I can do so in the middle of the process. In hindsight, it was a good decision because I had used sticker beads on few of these pages, which had created an impression or like the small dents on this corresponding pages. So my next step was to create the binding holes. For this purpose, I had used the single hole punch. If not a punch, then I would have used a sharp needle or an awl. I had reinforced these binding holes with eyelets, which in hindsight was not a good decision. I'll explain this later. So next step is to bind these pages. So similar to Coptic stitch binding, this binding method also starts from back to front cover. So as I said previously, this is not a tutorial per se, but you kind of get a general idea of this binding method. I had kept the length of the binding thread long because I didn't know like how to add the thread if I ran out of thread in the middle of the binding. So coming to my final thoughts. So as I can see here, this binding is kind of loose. The pages are bound together, but they are wiggling too much. I think first I didn't use enough tension on this thread while binding these pages. Second, I used the eyelets which were getting stuck with each other, so I had to be cautious while turning the pages. Also, because I had used eyelets and thick cardstock, the space between the two pages kind of increased, which I think made the binding loose. Anyways, I decided to keep this binding because it serves its purpose of keeping all the pages together. I just prepared the front cover using a transfer me sheet and I had used this silver lace to keep it pages from wiggling too much. I'm also planning to try this binding method again on a different set of pages by tweaking few things. So yeah, see you in the next video. Bye.